And now for 10 thoughts about my dad on Father's Day. Number 1, I still brag about my dad's cooking. He is the originator of all great man foods in life, like nachos, chilies, steaks, cinnamon rolls, and biscuits and gravy. All things that make life worth living and that people in Los Angeles just do not understand. Number 2, my dad has worked his way from very little to being one of the guys who runs Kansas City, definitely the fire department, and without them, everything would burn down. So he was a teacher at his first job and a guy who saves lives at the one he has now, and I am amazed at the effect he has had on this world. Lives he's changed, people he has saved. It's pretty amazing to have a guy that you can call a hero that's your dad. Number 3, my dad loves my mom, still, which is awesome. Number 4, my dad is the greatest dungeon master of all time. He's the reason I still play this game with my friends, and the reason I'm one now, dungeon master. I'd like to think my skills are equal to his, but they probably aren't. I'll never forget the birthday parties we had where he would let Jerry stab people in the back and steal from them, or when Kyle Seaton would drown somebody in a pool of water and all kinds of crazy stuff. And now that I think about it, it's kind of crazy that we didn't all grow up to be serial killers or something. But we all had a blast playing Dungeons and Dragons with my dad, and I know all my friends looked forward to it, and I always looked forward to it, and I was always really proud that my dad was my dad. Number 5, my dad is a clown and a jokester, and he's quick to laugh, and I've always tried to be that way as well, and I've always tried to live my life with as much joy as possible, and I think both of us get stressed a lot of the time. But we like it best when we're joking around with friends and family, when we're around people we love, and when we're having a good time. So I definitely try and steal that aspect from him as often as I can. Um, my dad, number 6, my dad takes care of people, and he looks out for them. He tries to focus on what's important in life. He tries to encourage people to get out lately. That's the big thing, and have experiences when we're with family and everything, not just sitting around and talking, but actually doing things together. I think that's cool that he cares enough to... He's actually worried about whether we're creating new memories when we're doing that all the time, but it's awesome that somebody really wants everybody to have great memories to look back on. I always thought it was cool how he'd go to all his nephew's sporting events, sports his two crazy kids and both their endeavors, how he looks out for his son-in-law, he spoils his grandkid, and pretty much takes care of everybody. I think my dad, like I was saying before, stresses out so much sometimes because he's so busy making sure everybody else is okay. And that is definitely the kind of person I want in the world and the kind of person I want to be. My dad taught me to drive, taught me to shoot a basketball, hit a baseball, play video games, play Dungeons and Dragons. He taught me how to treat people that I respected. He taught me how to treat people that I didn't respect. He taught me how to be generous to people, how to be a pain in the ass to people I needed to be a pain in the ass to, how to love people, how to be a leader. I'll always remember it was like middle school and I wanted to be the class president or something, student council. He helped me make all these banners where I made a lot of big promises and hung them up all over the school. They kind of made me take them down because I think they were pretty out there, like shorter class days and better food in the lunchroom and everything. But he taught me to definitely have initiative, and I think my dad, one thing he really taught me was the only way you're going to learn the rules of what you can and can't do and how far you can push is pushing as far as you can and just going with your heart. My dad taught me to never give up on my dreams, and my dad changed his life, and that really made me believe that I could change my life too. Number 8, my dad likes a good book, which is awesome. Real men like books. Taught me to love Michael Crichton and Lord of the Rings and mysteries and sci-fi and political mysteries and thrillers, and I read every day, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's such a big part of my dad's life. Number 9, I remember at one baseball game, I told my dad I had to poop and the restrooms were full, so he told me to hurry and run home, and he'd meet me, and I'll always remember how cool he was. He was really cool when he came driving up through the driveway, and I was standing by the little password thing on our garage door opener because I couldn't get it open, and he was like, "Did you poop your pants?" And he's like, "Well, that's okay. That's cool." He didn't make a big deal out of it at all. Number 10, my dad is, I don't think, appreciated enough day to day by myself and everyone around him, and he's the guy that I will always aspire to be. He's my hero, he's my dad, and he's the guy who's always been looking out for everybody else. I love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. I'm going to be back in town soon, so here's some hip things we need to talk about when I get in town. I want you to know what dubstep is, so we can talk about it. It's electronica music. I don't think you'll like it too much, but we need to talk about it because it's pretty funny. You need to see Luther, for sure. That's on Netflix. Luther, Luthor. The Wire. There's a new versions of Dungeons and Dragons coming out, which we should talk about because they're doing some stuff right. Game of Thrones. I don't know how we can get you caught up on that, but we need to do that. And I need some book recommendations. All right. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Thanks for listening.